Tonight's show is brought to you by Southern Heritage Builders.
Welcome to the Community Connection of Calhoun County.
Welcome back, Calhoun County, to another great episode of the Community Connection TV show serving Calhoun County, the surrounding areas, and also viral on the net. We've got some great viewers that are tuning in, different states, different counties, but we're primarily focused on you, Calhoun County. So thank you for tuning in once again with our special guest, John CHEVALIER, tonight with CHEVALIER Productions. He is going to give us some information about what he does, some things he's doing in the community, some things, some visions he has for the community, and we also want to talk about the arts and entertainment activities of our community. Just letting you know a little bit about some things to do, things coming up, just to get out and enjoy what we have here available in our area. John, I want you to just kind of let us know a little bit about, first off, where you're located, what people can come in and find in your studio or in your supply business there, what all you provide. And just to give the public a little background, John and I personally go back in the old, when the grunge era was going on in music back in the early 90s. John and of course Rick Burgess was in the band, Mr. Lucky, and John actually reached out to me. I was in a band, and we did some rock and roll stuff, and of course John and Mr. Lucky did some classic rock, and we did a little bit of heavier version of that. But John personally reached out to us and took us in and kind of helped us as a young band to get out and do some things that we would not have otherwise maybe been able to do as quick as we did. So he really helped us with that, and I want to thank him for that. But those were some funny days looking back on them now, with the hair and the, anyway, there's some blackmail coming up eventually from all those old pictures. But John, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing over there at CHEVALIER Productions.
Well, we're located at 1706 Hillier Robinson Parkway. We've been there 4 years at that location. We've moved out of my basement to a legitimate location. We've provided for Calhoun County and, of course, across the state, and had opportunities to travel. But in Calhoun County, our mission is to provide a great resource for accessories. If you need microphones or guitars, we'll dabble in that eventually. But right now, it's accessories. But we do provide lighting for concerts or plays, speakers as well. Don't want to get too far into everything we do. We want some surprises. We want you to come visit and share with you. We have teachers now at our facility. We are hoping to eventually grow that into some recording facilities, and to also provide teaching for technical, for audio, lighting. Just expound on that as we keep growing.
Now, who's your current teacher? You mentioned teaching. Where do they teach right now?
Tony Yardley. We're real fortunate. We did a recital with Tony in the end of October, introduced people to our facility, and from that, he's just joined us. He has 50+ students. I mean, this guy, 5 days a week. Wow. 8 hours a day, he's full-time.
Just to throw out a little plug for Tony, folks, back in the band days in 90, 91, 92, it was well known even in that time and way before that Tony was the man for guitar for this area. So if you have any kids or uncles, aunts, or if you are interested in your household or interested in guitar, John is your hookup for that, because Tony is the man. He's great to use for that, and we want to just congratulate you on that connection, because that's really good. And a little bit later in the show, we're going to talk a little bit about some interesting stage sets you've been involved with, because you guys do a lot of different things from rental of equipment to full stage setups and just you name it. John's had years and years of professional experience in what he does. So, and I know that personally from working with John in the past. And so we want to touch on that. And John, just so they'll also know, throw out a little bit of information about your website too.
Well, it's of course www.chevalierproductions.net.
It's right there on the screen for them too.
Oh, thank you. And they will. We actually got .com coming back.
Okay,
it's an interesting story. But, we lost it for a while. Now it's back. So.
Okay. Somebody bought it out from under you or something?
Yeah. Shut it down for a few months, and I guess people pirate that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I think people try to buy up a name, and then hopefully you'll want you to buy it later. Like, I wish I was the one that bought, like, Toyota.com
right.
or something like
or
that.
Honda.com.
Yeah, Honda.com. Yeah. But yeah, that people make a lot of money in that area. It's really crazy. I had somebody try. I've got ModernEdgeSolutions.net for my marketing company, and somebody actually emailed me and tried to sell me the .com. They didn't realize I really didn't want a .com in that part of my business. So, you know, I kind of emailed them back and I said, hey, by the way, I'm actually wanting to sell the .net. See if your seller would be interested in it for about $20,000. So just kind of, they didn't expect that. Of course, the answer was, you know, a negative. But with John, now, what's some things that you've seen in the area, kind of getting off the subject of what you're doing, but it kind of staying in frame? What's some things you see coming up in the area, in the arts and entertainment area?
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement. There's a big buzz for Oxford, the Performing Arts Center. I think that'll help bring a lot of light to not just local talent, but to bring in other talent for people to see and share. Knox Concert, of course, has been well established, and they do a magnificent job. I mean, they bring in, you know, top of the line, you know, all, you know, amazing talent. And so
I was really excited. I didn't get to go. I was really excited to see Chicago here.
Right.
I mean, I would have loved to have been there. I actually am friends with a lady that's about 92, right, and she wanted to go.
Wow.
So, I mean, she's an interesting lady. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. I didn't get the tickets in time, and obviously it was sold out. So, but we try to always feature information for the Knox Concert Series here, and let you know, Calhoun County, what they've got going on, because they're really working hard. Just like John, his company's working hard. The Oxford Arts Council's working hard to try to continue bringing quality entertainment to our area, to give us things to do, so you don't have to go all the way to Birmingham or Atlanta to have a good time with your family or with your spouse, or, you know, whatever you got in mind to go out and do. There's lots of things that's been coming in our area and continuing to do so. There's been some interesting news about JSU, and I'm probably going to say it incorrectly, but one of the musical groups at JSU, and it's one of the band units, and I'm probably going to get emails and calls telling me how wrong I am, but there is a group in JSU, and some of you are going to be exactly familiar with what I'm talking about, but one of the band units or musical units got invited to perform for the Queen in England.
Wow.
And that was just this past few weeks. So they're probably just now getting back from that. So, but Calhoun County, it's time to take a short break. We've got the business spotlight coming up. We've got our musician spotlight towards the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. And we might even pull out an old clip of John from Mr. Lucky. No, I'm kidding. We won't do that. We won't do that to John. But they were good. But they were a very, very good group. But anyway, Calhoun County, thank you, and stay tuned, and don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Mr. Dan's Plumbing takes care of all of your plumbing needs. Free home inspections, emergency services, in-home plumbing repairs. All pricing is upfront and guaranteed. Mr. Dan's Plumbing also provides septic services. So don't forget, Calhoun County, be sure to call Mr. Dan's Plumbing for all of your plumbing needs.
Hi, this is Dr. David Wade, your family chiropractor. Welcome to Wade & Associates Family Health and Wellness, your chiropractic and physical therapy headquarters. We are administered by the American Back Institute, LLC. Our goal is to be your spine center of excellence. We're located across from Quintard Mall.
Calhoun County, thank you for staying tuned to another great episode of the Community Connection TV show. We have a special guest, John Chevalier from Chevalier Productions, and we are going to talk a little bit more about what he does, a little bit more about some exciting things in the community, and we're gonna let you know a couple of things about. Before the break, John, we were talking about some things happening in the community, some really interesting things with the Oxford Arts Council and Knox concert series and so on. And you're going to mention something about Oxford High School. My daughter's involved with a singing group at Oxford Elementary School Systems, actually from Cowater, but it's from all the Oxford Elementary School Systems together combined. It's in a singing group called the Jacket Sensations.
Nice.
And they've been invited to go and perform at state level in Montgomery, which is really exciting. It's pretty neat. Just another little thing putting Oxford and Calhoun County on the map. The JSU Opera Musical Foundation had just sponsored a event featuring the Jacket Sensations at First Presbyterian Church in Anniston. So it's pretty neat what all they've got going on. But tell us a little bit about the Oxford High School group.
Well, we've been talking to the Oxford band boosters. One of the students that is with Tony, one of the mothers was there, and we shared our love for, of course, supporting art. And she said, well, as a band booster, I'll let people know from Oxford. And so now we've been able to talk to the band director. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, of course. And so we have meetings coming up with them to provide some additional support. They're going to go play at the halftime for the national championship. So really big for them and excited for them. I mean, what a trip.
Wow. Wow. Of course, we know Oxford High School football team almost got in there with the state level there, so that was pretty exciting. It was almost maybe next year, but
right.
That was a good accomplishment nonetheless. John, now I know personally some events that you've hosted and that you've been involved in on the stage setup and the equipment and all the PA, and great job you did for our church, WAIO, Word Alive International Outreach, I think it was about a year and a half ago at the Easter celebration they did at Oxford Football Stadium.
Right.
And that was a huge endeavor. I mean, that was like a professional grade concert style stage setup.
Like a professional grade opera.
Well, I mean, dude, you know what I'm saying, folks. It was like a top-notch rock concert stage setup. It was the same thing, but it was a church.
Right.
And so that was a great job you did on that. I mean, in other words, any big band would have loved to have had that stage.
Sure.
And they would have had a really great sound there. But talk to us a little bit about some other interesting setups you've done for some people that some of our viewers might have heard of?
Well, we were involved with a lot of festivals across the state. One of them we actually did was Bama Jam Music Festival. Now, they brought in everybody, you name it, from Taylor Swift, Kenny Chesney, I mean, artists like that. But those festivals are vehicles for us to bring staging to even to the side stage, not always the main attraction. So we get involved in any level. We've had events with Lionel Richie at a private party with 300 people. Amazing. Travis Tritt, acoustic. Amazing. Just a laundry list of top name acts, and we continue to keep finding these contacts. So it's a never-ending, growing list of people.
That's interesting. And for my daughters out there, yes, he said Taylor Swift sang on his PA and his mics. So.
At Sachs High School, did you know that?
No, I didn't realize that's where it was.
She actually played there.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. That's the neat thing about having guests on like you. You get to really get some insight on some things that a lot of the county is not aware of. A lot of us don't know these things are going on. We get busy. We don't get in on it. And once we realize that we can be looking for the opportunity and that these things are available, then we can really utilize our county more for our families and for ourselves. Birmingham and Atlanta has gotten too much of our income and money spent for too long.
Sure.
It's time to keep it in the county. And so now I know you mentioned Lionel Richie. You've done some setups with Leanne Warmack back in the old days, Destiny's Child before they were big. So I think you mentioned Beyonce actually sang on one of your mics. So that's an interesting story that happened there. But now, if somebody wanted to just like they're having a wedding,
sure.
Okay, they're having a small event, they're having a private party at their home for 20, 30 people. What could you do for those folks?
Well, interesting. We can take a room and change the decor with some specialty lighting. And we can take a sound system and discreetly distribute it so it doesn't become a distraction to the event. So we can provide resources for tents. You can imagine it's endless, the laundry list. What do you want to do? Mm-hmm. And we can help make it better.
That's great. There's a lot of different things we come in need of, for different types of events. I'm in the video business, and I go out in video weddings and video special events and school events, things like that. And I'll have people asking me, hey, where can we get a quick PA system, or where can we get a couple of mics or something? I had that come up in
Sure.
the past, so it's interesting to know that you can provide for even a smaller event or a large event. Because honestly, when I think of what you do and what you're capable of, man, I think about the grand scale.
Sure.
And so I want to make sure we let everybody know that even the smaller need is there with John. He can provide for that. So basically, John is your resource for recording. He's your resource for small event, PA equipment, mics, and so on. He is your resource from a mic to a full stage setup. So he can definitely help you with that. And you mentioned a couple of interesting things coming up in the Knox series as far as special big personalities coming up. Some of them we may not can talk about yet, because they don't want everybody to know too early until they get everything finalized. But just the fact that Chicago was here lets me know there's nothing impossible with those guys, because they're really getting some big names in. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. Calhoun County, it's time for a couple more very good business spotlights and our musical guests. So stay tuned, Calhoun County, and thank you for staying connected. Planning an event? Be sure to call Roberts Rentals. Call Roberts Rentals for tents, tables, chairs, linens, hundreds of colors to choose from, weddings, party inflatables, tent heaters, tent fans, sidewall windows for tents, draping, dance lighting and wall lighting.
Tuxedo Rentals.
524 Quintard Avenue, Anniston, 239-4950. Call Roberts Rentals. Come on out to Garibaldi's Mexican Restaurant, located at 320 South Quintard, Anniston, Alabama, just beside Rally's. Great food, great fun. Mention this ad and get 10% off your next meal. Garibaldi's. Be sure to like us on Facebook, and you may be receiving one of our many giveaways from our sponsors. Just type in Community Connection TV Show North Alabama on Facebook. If your friends are not on Cable One, have them join us live every Thursday night, 7 p.m. on Facebook. Attention business owners, be sure to get with Al Squateri and Sheridan Helms to find out why you should connect in with Rely Local. They can share the 10 reasons why the community should definitely rely local. Is your computer running slow? Are you looking for a computer repair service in Calhoun County? NTI provides the following services with excellence: computer repair, computer sales, website hosting, web design, local data backup, remove viruses and other malware. NTI, Network Technology Incorporated, 236-3311.
Totally Pamper Me is Northeast Alabama's only nail spa and image boutique that is dedicated to offering their clients all-natural Dead Sea hair, skin, and nail products and services. Their exclusive all-natural anti-aging products include Dead Sea Mineral Mud Facial Wash, Hydrating Botanical Toner, Dead Sea Dermabrasion, Mineral Pills, Luxurious Mineral Mud Mask, Max Tone Facial Serum, which eliminates the need for painful injections, and their Ultra Hydrating Mud Light Mineral Cream that may be used for all types of skin challenges such as dry skin, over-dry patchy areas, fine lines, eczema, psoriasis, and more. Call today to schedule your free anti-aging consultation. 256-236-4447.
Welcome back, Calhoun County. It's time to introduce you to this week's special guest.
I want live, I want give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I've crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. It's spinning my mind, that's such a fine mind, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. searching for a heart of gold. Keeps me searching and I'm growing old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold.
Welcome back, Calhoun County. We are ready to close out tonight's show. We want to thank you for hanging in there with us. We hope we brought you some interesting information. Our special guest, John Chevalier from Chevalier Productions. Want to let you know, what all he is able to provide for the area, for the community, what he's been involved with. Very interesting information. And just to kind of close out with on a funny note, it takes me back to the time we had a certain concert scheduled for the Oxford Civic Center. That whole place is about to get a makeover. But we were scheduled for the Oxford Civic Center on March 13th, 1993. Some of you already know what that date was. But my wife and I were at the local Quincy's down there having some late supper about 10 o'clock that night. Musicians are, were late night owls. And we were having supper about 10 o'clock, and the waitress was scurrying around trying to get out. And she was talking about this big snowstorm that's supposed to come in. And I didn't believe it. And the next thing you know, I wake up the next morning. We've got a gig, a show performance where we're opening for you guys. And we couldn't even get out of our door, much less get to the event. So that stands out in our mind for that event. But do you remember that, John?
I do. Like you said, late night, trying to relax. I'm in bed. 6 o'clock in the morning, this guy, he's calling me. Hey, John, Mark, at 6 o'clock in the morning, what could you possibly need? We're going to play today. I know you're excited. I'm excited. It's snowing outside, and you're not going to be able to believe the snow, which, as you mentioned, the blizzard of '93. And I kind of laughed it off. And about 6:30, I finally got out of bed to open my door to see Winter Wonderland, and Mark still calling me, what are we going to do? we're not going to play today, Mark. We'll just have to do it another day. But I'll never forget that 6 o'clock in the morning phone call from a very excited young Mark Franks.
That was funny. That definitely funny. But people at my age at that time, and your age too, we couldn't even fathom a storm like that.
No.
For this area. They did get hit with something close to that back in, I think, the 60s, early 60s, 63, I think it was. Some of you folks out there will know what I'm talking about, but I've got pictures of that snowstorm, but nothing like Winter Storm 93. But anyway, that's a funny story, John. We'll have to talk a little bit more about that. I found some old band footage here a few weeks back on a video job I was doing, so that was kind of funny. But anyway, folks, stay connected, stay real, Calhoun County, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And be sure to check us out on Facebook. And we are live on Facebook every Thursday night, 7 p.m., and here on Cable One Channel 2 every Thursday night. Thanks, Calhoun County, for staying connected.
I'm dying to see who that is.
Hey folks, be sure to let Family Value Video Creations transfer your precious home movie videos over to the convenience of DVD for preservation and convenience. They make wonderful gifts for family. Home movie transfers to DVD creates a great inheritance for your family for future generations. We not only transfer your home movies to DVD, but also perform a color enhancement and vividness restoration to bring new life to the video that time has taken its toll on. So be sure to call Family Value Video Creations. Ask for Mark at 256-581-0002. Family Value Video.